in one of the coldest places on Earth during one of the most dangerous periods in history. Deep inside white forests and terrifying silence, there was a man who made an entire army fear simply entering the battlefield. He wasn't a great commander, and he didn't have a massive army. He was just a quiet man with a frozen heart carrying a rifle. But this man would later become one of the deadliest snipers in human history. His name was Simo Häyhä, but the world knew him as the White Death. And strangely enough, his real story is more terrifying than the legend itself. Imagine you are a soldier inside a frozen forest. The temperature is below -40 degrees. Snow is everywhere. You can't see anyone. Then suddenly, the soldier next to you drops dead. Almost no sound, no warning, and no sign of who fired the shot. Then another fall, then another, and every time you try to look around, you see nothing except white. That was exactly what Soviet soldiers experienced when they faced Simo Häyhä, the deadliest soldier of World War II. And now, let me say welcome to Saravex. Simo was born in 1905 in a small village in Finland. His life was extremely simple. A farming family, massive forests, and brutal cold that he got used to from childhood. From a young age, he loved hunting. Hunting that would later become hunting humans instead of animals. He spent long hours inside forests, carrying his rifle and tracking animals through the snow. Without realizing it, he was training for something that would later turn him into a terrifying legend during World War II. Simo wasn't someone who liked talking. He was extremely quiet, and that silence meant he had mastered controlling his breathing, something every sniper needs for accurate shooting. Even his friends described him as a man of few words, but intense focus. Over the years, his shooting accuracy became frightening. But at the time, he never imagined the entire world would one day know his name. Then came the year 1939, the year that changed everything. At that time, the Soviet Union, led by Joseph Stalin, wanted to take control of parts of Finland. Suddenly, the Winter War began. The Soviets entered the war with complete confidence. Millions of soldiers, tanks, aircraft, and massive artillery. Finland, on the other hand, was a very small country compared to them. Almost everyone expected the war to end quickly, but they didn't expect one thing: a man hiding inside the snow. Simo joined the Finnish army as a sniper, and from the very first moment, something strange started happening. Soviet soldiers would enter the forests, then disappear. Some were killed instantly, and some never even knew where the bullet came from. Simo moved in a terrifying way. He wore completely white clothing to blend into the snow, hid for endless hours without moving, and chose his targets with deadly precision. But the scariest thing of all was that he didn't use a sniper scope. Most snipers rely on scopes, but Simo refused to use one because he knew sunlight reflecting off the lens could reveal his position. So he relied only on his eyes. Imagine the level of precision needed for someone to kill distant targets during a snowstorm without a scope. It wasn't normal. And wait, there's even more terrifying stuff. In the brutal cold, breathing creates visible vapor in the air, which could expose his location. So he would put snow inside his mouth to stop his breath from showing. A man sitting for hours in frozen hell, not moving, not speaking, just waiting for the perfect moment to kill. That's when the legend began. The Soviets gave him the nickname, the White Death, because they never saw him. They only heard the shot. Then soldiers dropped dead. And look what the Soviets did just to get rid of him. As time passed, fear turned into obsession. The Soviet army started sending entire sniper teams to hunt him down, then they used heavy artillery. Sometimes they bombarded entire forests, simply because they believed he was there. But Simo always survived. He knew the snow and forests better than anyone else. In less than about 100 days, he achieved a shocking number. More than 500 confirmed kills. Some sources say the real number may have been even higher. That made him one of the deadliest snipers in the history of warfare. But no matter how skilled he was, war always has a different ending. In March 1940, during one of the battles, there was finally a Soviet soldier who spotted him and wanted to become the legend who killed the nightmare known as the White Death. While soldiers around him were falling one after another, the soldier aimed his weapon at Simo, and suddenly, Simo was finally hit. An explosive bullet struck his face directly. The damage was horrifying. He collapsed onto the snow while blood covered the ground. Everyone thought he was dead. Some reports even said nearly half his face was destroyed completely. A bullet moving faster than sound pierced his face, but somehow missed his brain. That was the miracle. But the surprise was that he didn't die. He fell into a long coma, then woke up on the exact same day the war ended. Can you imagine that? It was as if the war itself had been waiting for him to wake up. After the war, his face was permanently changed because of the injury, but he stayed alive. Strangely enough, the man who killed hundreds of soldiers never liked fame. He returned to his quiet life in Finland. He hunted, raised dogs, and stayed far away from the media. And when someone once asked him about the secret behind his skill, he simply said, "Practice." No heroic speeches, no arrogance, no showing off, just a quiet man who became a nightmare for an entire army. In 2002, Simo Häyhä died at the age of 96. But even after his death, his name still terrifies military history books. Because his story isn't just the story of a sniper. It's the story of a man who almost single-handedly made a superpower live in fear inside frozen forests. And for comparison, the highest sniper kill counts in history are usually between 300 and 400 kills. So imagine someone who surpassed 500. He was not normal. He even surpassed John Wick in total kills. And the strangest thing of all, many of the soldiers who faced him never even saw his face. All they saw was snow, then death.